Yep.
I talk to that camera the whole time. Lights are going to come up, so if you're a little dark when you're walking through, don't worry about it.
All right.
The lights up right.
Good luck, Jim.
Thank you. Mike, we're about to rock the world. It's incredible. They know nothing. They just talk. Mad money makes big money. You're about to watch a show that no one's ever seen before. One where I put my skills to work for you. I am going to be your coach. This show, every show, I'm going to give you some money-making ideas. And best of all, I'm going to tell it in a way that you have never, ever heard before. Cramer, welcome to a special 20-year anniversary episode of Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. Other people make friends. I'm just trying to make you a little money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate, to teach you. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC. Tweet me at Jim Cramer. All right, look, lately, we can't go a day without hearing some widespread misperceptions about stock ownership. I got to tell you, I think it's infuriating. Here we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Mad Money, dedicated to the proposition that you can potentially make lots of money by picking individual stocks. Yet I keep hearing that most Americans don't care about the stock market and its direction means nothing. I have to tell you, I think that is completely absurd. So on a day when the Dow gained 300 points, S&P climbed 0.58%, NASDAQ advanced 0.55%, thank you for a nice day for our 20th, let's talk about stock ownership. Because it's the whole reason anyone watches the darn show. And it generally matters, not just to the rich, but to tens of millions of regular people, home gamers. And never let any politician tell you otherwise. In this morning's New York Times, there was this article about people who voted for Trump and how they felt now that the market's well off its highs. I've listened to this guy, Daniel, event manager. He said he regretted his decision to vote for Trump because, quote, my 401k keeps dropping. That's bad. Some people don't want to pretend it's bad because a large portion of this country does not have stocks. Most of MAGA doesn't have stocks. They don't care, end quote. All right, look, I get where Daniel's coming from, but he's wrong about who owns stocks. More than 60% of Americans have some exposure to the market, either directly or indirectly. 70 million people have active 401ks. Millions more have retired with them. 60 million people have IRAs. Only 156 million people voted in November. I mean, we're talking half the electorate here. So here's where I stand. When we started this show 20 years ago, we took an odd stance for anyone in this business. First, we were going to try to augment your paycheck. Now, I've been doing it for 25 years before I started the show, and it worked every day, including the year of the crash in 1987 and the dot-com bust in 2000. But second, I knew that you needed a champion. You were being taken for granted. So many brokerage houses just didn't seem to care. They didn't think individual investors were worth catering to. For example, my maiden-named wife had just had her account handed from a real exec to a machine and a clerk. Why? She wasn't big enough. That's called indignity. She had worked hard selling real estate, and it stung that the $100,000 that she had saved up over many, many years just wasn't enough to warrant real help from a brokerage firm. I fight for people like her. The cab driver who stopped me last evening, hey, money man, who thanked me for making money for the first time ever. I fight for him. The kid outside Rock Center yesterday wanted a picture with me because I got him interested by teaching him how the stock market worked. I fight for him. The famous actor last week who apologetically asked me for a selfie because his dad never misses the show and he's ahead of the pros with his picks. I fight for him, too. Well, we're some strange country. We have all these amazing companies that do so many terrific things with stocks that can potentially make you fortunes, yet neither political party wants to take credit for them. Sure, Trump invites them to the White House, but to what avail? To put big tariffs on their goods? Maybe that's more pro-business than, say, Biden, who shunned CEOs and often bragged about how he owned no stocks back when he was a senator. Bragged about it. But it amazes me that neither party wants to stand up for you, the investor. The financials create all of these products, the double and triple leverage ETFs, the 0 days to expiry options, all junked in order to make fees while fleecing you with no-win securities. I watched my friend Brian Sullivan interview Commerce Secretary Lutnick today, while in the background, Taiwan Semi was building the largest foreign investment project in American history. That project was started by Taiwan Semi 5 years ago with Apple as its largest customer. The CHIPS and Science Act under Biden got this plant rolling, and Taiwan Semi's commitment has grown much, much larger under President Trump. NVIDIA makes chips there, too. Terrific story. But there's a missing thread. These companies are owned by shareholders, like the shareholders who voted for Trump and the shareholders who voted for Harris and the shareholders who voted for Biden before that. These companies want to do what's right by you, the shareholder. But they can't tell what's right if they don't have the clarity of the rules of the road. They don't want to be told to build their factories in Mexico, only to be then told that they're being tariffed for doing so a few years later. They don't want to help strengthen relations between U.S. and China by building cell phones in the PRC, only to find out that they're aiding and abetting the enemy. And now they have to crush their own shareholder owners. They don't want to be told to create dumbed-down versions of their chips for China and then be told that they can't even do that, forcing them to take a $5.5 billion charge for something that was supposed to be okay. That's NVIDIA. Listen, shareholders are a constituency. We should be considered. It's not just arrogant rich people who own stocks. In fact, the mega-rich love to come on the air and tell you the stock market is too dangerous. Now, look, stocks are ridiculously tax-advantaged. More than just rich people want that. In a world where probably no more than 10% of this country can retire on their paycheck savings, stocks represent a different kind of social security, a one-sided pack where people try to save, and the government dismisses them. Oh, and I don't for 1 minute believe that all of the CEOs who come on the show are necessarily looking out for you. Some aren't. We don't like them. We have a zest to expose. Now, we don't have subpoena power, but we do have embarrassment power, and we use that for all it's worth. You know what we do it for? We do it for you. It's the Mad Money Manifesto. The bottom line, we fight for you, and we champion you, and we're grateful for every minute you have us on. We thank you for our 20 years. Without you, we'd be off the air 19 years ago. With you, we do our best to help you, to entertain you, to teach you, and yes, to stick up for you in a country where our leaders and many of our people deny that you even exist. Let's speak to Trey in Texas. Trey.
Jim, congratulations to you and your awesome team, and thank you for giving us retail investors a seat at the table for 20 years.
Well, thank you, Trey, and you're terrific to talk to. I'm glad you called in. How can I help?
Well, Jim, I've been modeling for Abercrombie & Fitch for a few years now, and I got to tell you, several of the data points I'm seeing in my model suggest A&F may be seriously undervalued here. What are your thoughts?
You know what? I've got to see what they look like in a tariffed world, Trey, because I don't know exactly how much of their stuff is going to have to go up in price. The stock is reflecting a lot of that, but you're right. It's 6 times earnings. But you and I both know 6 times earnings means usually that the earnings estimates are too high. But it's $65, $3.3 billion company. I think you can pick up a little. Buy. But then wait. Let's go to Dave in Illinois. Dave.
Dr. Cramer, my good mad friend, now celebrating 20 years of Mad Money with Jim Cramer. How are you feeling today, Mr. Energizer Bunny?
Dave, I got to tell you, I'm nervous. I'm tingling. I got a lot of people here, and they're counting on me. And I'm feeling darn worried that I'm letting them down.
I hear you. Ringing the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange with Regina, Heather, Cliff, and Emma, to name a few. What a thrill.
Well, you know, it was the real deal. And we've been tingling about it all day, and I'm so grateful for the network, and I'm grateful for people like you, Dave, who just made our show great. How can I help you today?
Let's get to work. Up roughly 45% so far in the year, this $20 billion market cap company offers a range of products and services to their identities. They recorded earnings beats in each of the last 3 quarters. 44 analysts cover the stock. 22 are buy or strong buy recommendations. As the newest member of the S&P 400 mid-caps, I'm asking you today about Okta.
I think Okta is terrific. It's one of the greatest companies. I'll tell you, anybody who works there has a great time. And they have done remarkable things. And Todd McKinnon is terrific, and so is cybersecurity, anti-stocks. This one is a winner. I'm going to give you a 2 for Dave because you're so terrific. CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Networks, they're all terrific. And thank you for the calls. Thank you for all the callers all these years. Thank you so much. All right, our Mad Money Manifesto has been the same for 20 years. We champion you. We fight for you. And we stick up for you. And stick around. At 7 o'clock tonight, at the end of the show, it's going to be a walk down memory lane, a documentary about Mad Money. On Mad Money tonight, from oil rigs to factories, we spent the past 2 decades bringing Cramerica to company sites across the country. Tonight, I'm checking in with one of those hosts, Nucor, after its recent report. Then, what stocks have stood the test of time since Mad Money first aired? I'm revealing the top 10 winners. And later, Honeywell reported a top and bottom line beat this morning. I've got the Club Holdings top brass to learn more. So stay with Cramer!
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.